this isn't your average meatball recipe. These are next level meatballs that are low carb and become a meal of their own. You won't even miss the noodles. This is one recipe that my husband and his buddies always request I make every year, so they take it with them on their hunting trips. Start by prepping some of your ingredients. You're gonna need a half a cup of chopped parsley, so grab some from your garden. Nope, that's a weed. There you go. Chop that up. You also need 2 to 3 tablespoons of minced garlic. Sounds like a lot of garlic, but there's a reason why I add that all to this recipe. One, sometimes I like to make these meatballs using leftover game from their previous hunting trip, so maybe ground elk or ground venison, and I found that adding lots of garlic and parsley to this recipe helps cut down on that gamey flavor from the meat. And 2, garlic helps keep them safe from mosquitoes and vampires. Let's start by assembling our meatball ingredients. You're gonna need 2 pounds of ground meat. You can use ground beef, ground sausage, ground elk, venison, bison, or a combination of all of them. Crack in 2 eggs, 1 cup of grated Parmesan cheese. To keep this recipe low carb, instead of using breadcrumbs, we use 2/3 cup of pork panko, which is just ground up pork rinds. Add in the minced garlic, a teaspoon of salt, a teaspoon of seasoning salt like Lowry's, and a teaspoon of pepper and oregano. Then add in the chopped parsley. To mix it up, either use your hands or a giant spoon or a mixer. The guys really like this recipe because I can send them with the cooked meatballs and then they can finish it with the rest of the ingredients. They often stay in an old Forest Service cabin, which has a stovetop, but they've been known to take a microwave and an air fryer with them. They really rough it out there. Our boys have also started going on these hunting trips. If I'm using wild game in the recipe, then I know that they're already getting some good nutrition and vitamins from that game meat. But because kids are kids and they don't always eat the best things, especially when mom's not looking, I know we can fill in the gaps with their multivitamin, which is what my sponsor for today's video helps with. Hiya is a daily children's vitamin that has 0 added sugar and isn't one of those vitamins that are basically just candy. Many children's vitamins can have up to 2 teaspoons of sugar, unhealthy chemicals, and other gummy junk that any growing kid shouldn't be having in their multivitamin. Hiya is pediatrician approved and formulated with the help of nutritional experts to create a vitamin that is a blend of 12 organic fruits and veggies, then supercharged with 15 essential vitamins and minerals to help with so much like bones, teeth, immunity, energy, brain function, concentration, so much more. It's non-GMO, vegan, dairy-free, allergy-free, gelatin-free, and nut-free. Since my boys are very active, it helps assure me that they're getting the nutrition that they need that might be missing from their food. That way they can continue to stay active, build muscle, and healthy bones. I appreciate that Hiya arrives straight to my door, so I don't have to remember to pick up a bottle from the pharmacy every single month. Your first month, each kid gets a reusable glass model they can personalize with stickers so you know which one is theirs. Then every month thereafter, Hiya sends no plastic refill pouches of fresh vitamins. Hiya is offering my viewers 50% off their first purchase. Go to hiyahealth.com/KetoFocus or click on the link in the description. Pitch off some of the mixture and roll it in a ball that is about the size of the Jack in the Box and Tana ball, minus the hat. Of course you can make these smaller or larger if you want, but I wouldn't just make one large giant meatball because that's just lazy. Plus it's called a meatloaf, not a meatball. To cook these, pour in some avocado oil or olive oil into a skillet and heat to medium heat. Add a few meatballs to the skillet, not too many. You need to work in batches so that you don't overcrowd the meatballs. We want to make sure our meatballs get crispy on the outside, and adding them all at once is just going to steam them and they won't get crispy. Plus you'd just be making meatloaf again. You want to cook these for a few minutes on all sides until they're mostly cooked through. After all your meatballs are cooked, add them back to the skillet. Then to next level this dish, you're gonna pour in a jar of your favorite low-carb marinara sauce and top with 1.5 cups of shredded mozzarella cheese. Cover, turn down the heat to low, and let this simmer for 5 minutes. The cheese will get all melted and gooey. Here are your macros per serving, which is around 5 to 6 meatballs. Depends on if you measured Jack correctly though, without the hat. With any of these leftovers, you should make a meatball sub using my gluten-free keto rolls that taste similar to true rolls. This recipe has so many rave reviews and a 5-star rating. Click here to see how to make them.